Welcome to today's episode of Wako Kickboxing Talks. Today, our guest here is Mr. Tomaz Barada. He's a multiple European and world champion in Taekwondo and kickboxing, a world-class coach, a vice president of the Slovenian Olympic Committee, a Wako board member, and a proud father of two girls who are also champions in kickboxing. So, Thomas, please, as the first question, tell us if I missed anything about your career and tell us about your generally like your sporting career, how you got there, how you got involved in sports and etc.
Yeah, first I need to say hello. Of course, I'm really proud to be on that, and it's really nice that you asked me for. Second of all, if I talk about the sport, I need to say that I really from the beginning years, 6 years, I started with the sport already. First, I started with the gymnastic, and actually I trained gymnastic not in my hometown because when I was a kid, I need to move from the city where I was born, that's Maribor, because I lost my mother quite soon. She passed away when I was 6 years old. And my father was just invalid. He was in the wheelchair. And so he could not take care of me. So I went to live with my aunt. And there I started with gymnastics. And when I was 14, when I finished the primary school, I got the chance that I could go live back to Maribor, to my hometown, to the house of my father. And so that was not so lucky because 14 days later, I moved to Maribor, 14th of June in 88. And then my father passed away at 99. And that was the decision with my sport also what I will do. And at the time I was really watching a lot of movies of Bruce Lee and stuff like that. So I was really in love with Bruce Lee. And then I said, I want to start with everything, martial arts. So first gym what I find was Taekwondo gym. And I started with Taekwondo at the time. I was very lucky that I came quite fast to the national team of Yugoslavia. And really lucky. I was on one tournament with 15 years and I beat the national champion at that time. So I got invitation from at that time, the main coach from Croatia. And then I started training in Croatian club in Zagreb. But that was going on only until 91. And when we split Slovenia from in the past of Yugoslavia, then I need to do something else and I have to start with my own club. So 91, I opened my own club. I was very young at the time. I was just 18 and I started to work by my own. But the results was going well. I already, till that time, I was second on the world championship for the seniors with 60 years old and stuff was going, results was going step by step. Also, how I came to the kickboxing, it was the year 93 and 94, I became a European champion of Taekwondo. And end of 94, I broke my leg, broke my foot. So it was impossible to go to the European championship that year. And I already had some, let's say, sponsoring contracts. I had no fight at all. I could not compete. And then I got invitation from the Kickboxing Federation of Slovenia if I maybe want to join with them on the World Championship of Wako in 95 in Stuttgart. I said, okay, why not? Tell me the rules. And I go, okay. So it happened like this. I went to the World Championship and I won the gold there. I became a world champion in Stuttgart. And I can proudly say that I never lost in kickboxing. All the fights that I had, I always win. Also finishing fighting in 2004 because I realized if I go on like this, I reach my goals. I became a 5-time professional world champion, 6-time European champion, 2-time amateur world champion, kickboxing, and a little bit similar in Taekwondo, 3-time world champion, 6-time European champion, 3-time king of Taekwondo. And then you always think, what is the next step? First thing, yeah, well, what is the next step? I want to be one more time world champion or I want to be, I don't know, what all, but I decide, no, that's not the right way. I have to make a team behind me. I have to make a really successful competitors because that is the mirror of the person. So I always say it's not myself. It's I'm just one person. I want to create really many other champions. So I can luckily say that I went in that way and I said 2004 is finished for me. I will not compete anymore. I will make a team. Let's say that will go behind me and I will try to create as much as possible world champions or European champions. And I can proudly say, if I look up to that today, that till now from 91, I have been in my gym, I have already 39 world or European champions. Individual, we don't talk about the team. World or European champions in my gym, I have 39 of them till now. So I'm very proud of that. That is for me the biggest achievements what I reached in my life and really proud of that. But of course, when I make these teams and I make competitors, I realize that that is not enough only to create the champions. That is also other things which are important. So that is creating the super good federation behind that. And of course, if you want to have a super good federation, you need the coaches under, you need the leaders of the group. She need a marketing team, social media team, and stuff like that. I just take over the federation in Taekwondo. I become the president of the Taekwondo Federation, and I became also the board member of the Kickboxing Federation. And I realized that our martial art is not the sport that I can say that we can compete against, let's say, important big sports. Like in Slovenia, we are really the Alp country, so it means we are investing a lot of money in the ski events, the ski jumping and stuff like that with the snow. And of course, the football is the number one sport in all the world. But I realized that we are really behind with that. And so I said, I need to make one more step, one other step. So that was the decision that I go into the, let's say, little bit political world. So I went for the candidate for the Olympic Committee. And first I take the region in a whole region of Maribor. That's the second biggest city of Slovenian country. So I became a president of the Sport Federation of Maribor, and I'm already now for the second term. And that time I realized, okay, that is that part, but I need to be a little bit bigger one. So I went to the national level and I candidated for the vice president of Olympic Committee. So I did the job for 2 terms, so for 4 years. I need to say that I make a big improvement, especially for our athletes to be recognized, to get also financial support from the government. So I'm really proud of that we made, let's say, our sport also quite important sport in our country. That is also what I need to say. I'm really proud of it. Behind myself is not only my name. I'm the most proud of my students, of my champions, and the organization is running that we have the right way where we want to go. And if I go to the last point, what you asked me about my kids, yes, I have 2 daughters. And of course, I'm always really proud of them, especially I'm the most proud that they are happy. If I talk now about the older one, about Tyra, she was the best athlete on the last European Games. She won the light contact and she got second on the in point fighting. She was the most successful athlete on the championship. Also the athlete of whole Slovenian Olympic team. And she became also a champion 2 times already by the juniors, 2 times, I think once a senior, so on. But the results are not so important. For me, it's the most important that kids are happy. They do the things what they love. And I'm just happy that they do the same things as I do. And they join that way where I go. Or also I need to say I have quite big sports center where we have many martial arts classes inside and she's already working inside and I can go over the kids. And so let's say the boat is moving, we are going forward. I'm just happy for that.
Yeah, congratulations. That's a very inspirational story. And as you said, you've had much success with your competitions, and you were 5 times world champion in the Wako Pro League. Can you tell us about the discipline in which you were competing in the Pro League and why you chose it?
At that time when I competed, that time was the most, we just had the 3 disciplines that time. So it was a point fighting, light contact and full contact. K1 and low kick came a bit later, then they went kick light later. So I was competing most of the time in light contact and full contact. That was the disciplines where I compete. And on the World Championships and the European Championship, I mostly compete only in light contacts.
And you are now running your sports center in Maribor, Slovenia, as you said. And the main vision, from what I understood, was to promote a healthy and a quality lifestyle. How do we achieve that with sports? And what is the correlation between sports and the healthy lifestyle that we're talking about?
Yeah, I need to say that when I look to my life, when I look the life of the kids now, and if I look, I'm now 50 years old, and if I look the time back when I was in the primary school, we were playing with the kids outside. They just give us a ball, and I don't know, we play or basketball or football, or we were running, just doing this stuff. And when I look now to the kids are doing now, what they do, it's completely different world. They just use the telephone, they just use the computers. They are not interested of social life, and they have no friends. The friends are over their telephones or computers. So I'm really disappointed of that. And I said to myself, I need to do something about that. So I'm really happy that we have this sport gym that I try to motivate the kids to be still alive in sport because I believe sport is healthy stuff. So also when I was working on the Olympic Committee, I said that we need to invest more money to motivate the kids to bring them back to sport, especially after the Corona time. A lot of kids they just stay home. That's also the parents, or even we don't have the meetings anymore. face to face like we have now. The meeting is that is the lifestyle. So I think we instructors are really important to motivate the kids, to provide the new champions, which can be the stars, and which can be the heroes for them. Yeah, I'm working on that. I try to do my best, try to stay on that line. That I have many champions behind myself that they can motivate the kids that they come to our sports center Barada and train to here, and they do something good for themselves. I also said it's not the most important that they become a champions. For me, it's the most important that they find a way of life, and I believe the martial art kickboxing is a sport which can help us in our life. So have a more healthy life, and also we are learning to live life not the easiest way, but the hardest way. Because when you train hard, that's also you learn to work hard in the normal life.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a very, very good point that you're making, and 100% agreed. As a member of the Slovenian Olympic Committee, how would you say you've helped Wako to get into the European Olympic? What was the milestone for the whole Wako and for the European Federation too?
Many people say to me, "Thank you, Thomas. You did a great job to bring us to the European Games." But I will not say like that. I always say it's a team behind. It's not only myself. I need to say that President Roy Baker, he was really working a lot. Aston Lone, we were working as a team. As a team, we achieved that so that we could come. Okay, I had connection. I can personally say that I'm in quite good relation with the president of European Olympic Committee, Mr. Spiros Kapralos, and I can say he's my friend. We are in contact quite often. He came also to my house. We went many times for the dinners, for the lunches, whatever. So he could make, let's say, extra step to help us with that. But later, everything were on us. If we got this European Games chance that we could be once there, and if we did not run the job well, if there was no Srđan Pogačić, we did an amazing job with the preparation, everything. If we did the competition not on the level what they expect, then was all the work done for nothing. I can say everybody from the team who was there, also Kate from Poland, she was doing the amazing job. So there's not Tomaz Barada, there's a team, the team who brought the kickboxing on the place which we deserve. So I was just part of the team, and I use my connections, and because I also always can say I use the connection because I believe in that sport. I believe we are a sport which deserve to be on that level. And we also proved that. And I think they were really happy with us. Okay, we are now on the next step. Now we are trying to do our best also for Turkey, where we need to say that we have a super chance, because I spoke with the president of European Olympic Committee, Mr. Spiros. I said, Thomas, the first step need to be not need to do the organizer. So if the organizer from Turkey said, okay, we want to have the kickboxing in, and as we all know, in Turkey we have a super big federation and a very well organized. They're a huge sport there. So I believe the first step is already, let's say, almost done, and then comes again on us. And I think that is the way where we want to go. And not only on this European Games, we also want to go into the Mediterranean Games. So step by step, we need to involve all the continents that we are there. And then we try to make a step higher. So step by step. And once maybe we will proudly say, yes, we are on the Olympics. That should be the goal from each of us. And of course, all our athletes which deserve that.
Yes, exactly. Wako is one big team with great friends and great connections. You can always achieve your goals. And as you said, you are a Wako board member. What are your duties there? Is there a specific area that you are responsible for?
I need to say, I just came last night. This morning, I came back from London. We had the board meeting, and I I've been on many meetings. I'm involved in many different projects, and also, let's say, the Olympic Committee, which is the highest one, and also on the region, and also in the Taekwondo Federation. I was quite involved, but I need to say that I was proud, and I am proud that I could be part of this team, because in a moment I need to say that we have a president. He understands that only team can make results. There's never one person who is doing the result. There's always team behind, and the teamwork which we have in the Waco, and that we try to help each other, that we try to improve with the all experience from all of us. So that is the way how we should work, and I'm really proud that we are working like that. And the President Roy Baker, he really he really opened the doors to all of us, give a chance to all of us that we work on each on the project which we believe. So I'm actually responsible for the standards and for the grading. I personally think that the grading is something but is not set in the kickboxing. So many countries they do all grading. So they say, yeah, we have a grading, we have a black belt, but is there any rules? There's no rules. So the country make the rules. But they give a black belt of the kickboxing Wako Federation. So I'm 100% sure that they need to be the official rules which we made. They need to be official certificates, and all these people have to go under that rules. So this is the ways that is the things what we try to set now out. And I believe that we are on the good way. I have a good team behind myself, and we really try to make the rules, let's say, for everybody okay, that everybody will be satisfied. And if I say in the period of 1 year, 2 years, I believe we can already have all the participants who will compete on the world level, let's say on the world championship or continental championship. They need to be great, and they need to be the black belt in the kickboxing. But official black belt is not given from the country or the personal instructor.
Yeah.
So that is my part. And also the standard. Also this part, I'm proud that I can take it over because I still believe that kickboxing is a great sport, but it's sometimes also important where you do the events, how you do the events. If you just do it in the hall, which does not deserve the world championship, it's just a hall for the, let's say, some open championship or national championship, whatever. So I'm also involved in that. And I think we make good steps now, especially that we will have the next upcoming world championship in Abu Dhabi. That will be the first big step because if I look all the history back since I'm competing, I think that we were on the out of the Europe for the World Championship happened in '91 last time in America. So that was the last time all the others are going in Europe. So we are the world sport, and we have to go out of Europe, and we have to show also in the other continents the power of which we have, and also of course that we are the sport for all the continents, not only from Europe.
Yeah, exactly. And let's go back for a second to what you mentioned in the beginning about skiing. How do you spend your time outside? How do you spend your personal time, and do you personally ski?
If you come from the Alp country, it's almost impossible to say I cannot ski. It was a funny story. My wife, she come from Holland, and when she came to live to Slovenia, that was in the year 2000. And we had a famous skier at the time, Tina Maz. So I was always speaking about her because we are very close with each other. We are really close. We can say, I can say we are friends. And I say many times about her, and she said, who is Tina Maz? Yeah, she's a superstar. She's a hero here. But that is something when we come back that it's always depend of the country. So if I look, yeah, who cares? Let's say in America, in Florida, about skiing. Okay, they don't ski there because there's always warm weather. And if you go to the world countries, they don't have really skiing. It's not such a big sport as ours. But in my country, that is important sport. So I need to say that I love to go to ski. I love to spend some time for that. But unfortunately, last year I could not ski because I had an injury. I broke my leg. So all year not. 2 years ago, I also missed the skiing because I was chief of the mission in Beijing on the Olympic Games. I was whole month in February and January and whole February I was there 1 month for the Olympic Games. So it was all the time that I could not ski, but every year before I go normally just for a week with the friends for skiing and maybe take some weekend. And also we are in the moment going a little bit unlucky with the weather also because Slovenia, if I look years back, we always have enough snow to ski. Even the place where I live is under the mountain Pohore, where is the World Cup of female skiing. And I need to say that the last 3 years we did not organize it because we have no snow. It's it's really the weather is really changing. But I love skiing if I can, especially if I go up to the mountains, maybe 2,000, 2,500 meters, 3,000 sometimes. And, just clean air, enjoy myself, put everything out of myself. I love it. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I love all the other sports also. I need to say that I am not in love only with the martial arts. I like biking. I like running. I like swimming. So I always say also if I look to my exam when I finished my university of sport, I did saw three different sports for to achieve result in one. So I said also the sport is just beautiful. I love, all the sports. And also, as I say, I started with gymnastics. So I still love to see gymnastics. It's a little bit more difficult to do it at the moment because that was the reason also that I broke my legs. So last year I just did a flip and I went on the gymnastic training with my team. We have like once a week they train gymnastic. So I trained with them and I did some flip and the trainer said, you have to turn a bit faster. So when he said that, of course, I want to do it perfect. And I make, I think, five more jumps and the sixth I just crashed it and I broke my ankle. But I still love it. I love the sport.
Yeah.
My life. Last night I came home and I just watched the basketball. I did have a superstar now. I'm watching champion. I just watched the game. I love all the sports.
Yeah. And what would you say is the main difference between martial arts and specifically kickboxing from when you started versus now?
Yeah, I just got maybe 1 week ago. I just got some video that was how the car started, how they were driving. That was 20 kilometers an hour. Then they go on 50. Then they go on 70. Now we have the cars already driving over 400. So that is the same in ours.
Yeah.
When I look at the sport now where we go, it's just amazing. It's just amazing in every sport. I love sometimes to watch, I don't know, soccer, football, let's say the years back when Maradona was playing, how he was playing, and now I compare him against Messi or Ronaldo. It's just the time. It's just the time is changing. Also, the all the world records in athletic. I don't know where is the end of that. So that's the same in our sport. Let's say when I start to train, it was just enough if I could kick with one leg, and that was enough. Make boxing technique and kick with one leg. Now, if you cannot kick with both legs, if you cannot move left and right, if you are not an attacker, if you are not a counter fighter, if you have no strategy, if you don't work with the physical trainers, the sport becomes so complete. It's now also when I look to the athletes, how they look, not only in the martial arts, also in the other sports, when they put the shirts off, everybody's really the athlete. That was not in the past. We really improved in that also. I'm happy to see that. And I always say to my trainers, it's important that they are learning every day because if they think they are the best, they will never not survive. So the time is running. We have to look, we have to follow the things where it goes and be updated. We need to learn from everybody. So every time we need to have our eyes open and we need to say, yes, I have to learn. You never know everything. So there's always somebody better.
Can you tell us something about Barada Camp? How many participants are registered?
Yeah, that is also something what I'm really proud. I have this year, we will have already from 10 to 12 of May, the 16 Barada Camp. And it's really growing. So we are still open for the registration for 2, 3 more days. I just got a mail before from Czech, but I did not open it because we started with a meeting. And till now, we already have 309 participants from 21 countries. And I know the Czech is still not registered, and also Turkey team will come. I spoke with the president, Mr. Salim, that he will send me till Wednesday the list. So I believe we will have this year around 400 participants. And what is for me really unique camp, what I mean with unique camp, because I go back to the point that I always say we need to learn from everybody. So this is the camp that we are not concentrate only on point fighting or only on the K1. I make a camp that we can learn from everybody. So I think also there the professional world champion of boxing. I can proudly say he's also part of my student, let's say like that. I brought him into the professional boxing that time. That is his name is Dejan Zavec. So he became a IBF world champion. Then I have a super instructor for the point fighting. I think Elijah Everett is sure one of the top instructor for that. And also in the moment, the most, let's say, famous person in point fighting, Bailey. He will also be presenting on the camp. Light contact and full contact. I will take over. Then we have for K1, we have Dejan Pavic there. For me, he's still one of the best top trainers of the K1 or low kick. And then I added this guy from boxing, as I said, to Dejan Zavec, so they can also learn from him. Then I added also the taekwondo instructors. Let's say I have the guy from Ireland. Then I have my brother-in-law, Stefan de Pilato, which I was always fighting with and winning many champions. And then I added also my wife. She's also a professor of sport. Also, she was taekwondo world champion twice, and European champion light contact in kickboxing also. So she will do a little bit more the stretching stuff and stuff like that. Also some exercises, let's say on the backs or a little bit with the music. So it's the camp which is everything. You can learn from everybody. So when I do the sparring, she's just like, what do you want to spar? Boxing? Okay, we do boxing. What do you want to do? Only kicking? Okay, we do kicking. What do you want to, oh, we have also MMA that I forgot. Sorry, we have also MMA there. So Zejlko will be the one who will teach the MMA. So I also said MMA is also many fighters, they need a stand-up fight. So that's why they train with us. So we train with them. So we will share experience with each other. And I believe the camp will be successful as always. And the most important for me is when we finish the class that I see the smile and happiness on the faces of the participants. Yeah. That is something what I love to do. And even
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very inspirational. And in light of that, what would your advice to younger generations be? Maybe to somebody who wants to come compete in martial arts for the first time.
I always say you never you never lose, no matter where you go, or you win or you learn. To have a pressure on that, what my friends will say if I would be afraid in the fight, what my friends will say if I will not win, what my parents will say if I would just lose, like, I don't know. I always say, don't care for that. Just care for yourself. Do the things which you want. So let's say if we go back to school and we talk about that. So when we have something in school and we really try to learn, let's say we have a mathematics, it's quite difficult learning. But if I invest everything in that, it's no matter what kind of number I will get. It's just that I give my everything. So that I always say to everybody who go into the martial arts, it's impossible that everybody will be the European or the world champion or American champion. It's impossible because there's only one who wins the weight class. It's important that you beat yourself, that you go into the floor and say, yes, I can go into the floor. That's already the win. Because all of them who are looking from outside, they are not the winners. They are not the winners. As we know, when people are watching, I don't know what game, let's say basketball, they are so clever. Football. In football, you hear on the stadium, everybody know what to do. In kickboxing, everybody, oh, why he don't kick him? In boxing, oh, he should punch. It's in the people from outside, but the people who come into the competition, who is there, they are the ones. So they have to be always proud of themselves. No matter what happened, if they did everything, they need to be proud. So I always will say to anybody who go onto the tatami or into the ring, just be proud of yourself. To show the things which you train.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for coming here today and being on the interview. We are very happy to have you, and hope to speak to you again sometime soon. And thank you so much to the viewers too for watching this interview, and see you in the next episode. Okay, so
Thank
good.
you very much. And I wish you just all the best that we will have many of these good interviews because I think the younger athletes, they deserve that to learn. And also it's important that they know who is our history, that they know the stars from before, and they know also the founders of our sport and the people who are really working for the benefits of the sport. So I'm really happy that you start with that we are growing.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
so much, and see you next time. Goodbye.
See you next time. Bye.